Welcome, beautiful yogis. Today we are going to focus on lower back stiffness. What I will suggest is that you grab a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a theraband, and if you don't have a theraband, a belt will work. You can use a towel or a t-shirt, and if none of those things are available to you, that's okay. I'll help you with some modifications. So now, with every practice, please modify and adjust as you need to. So if there's any injuries, if your lower back is really tight, just work to a level that feels comfortable, and as you progress, you can always come back to this practice and progress as we go along. Okay, so we're gonna begin. It doesn't matter where you're standing on the mat. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Fingers are gonna be interlaced, and reach the arms up towards the sky. Lift and lengthen. As you breathe in, you're going to reach up high. As you exhale, you're going to turn to face the back of the room, wherever you are. Breathe it in, come back to center. Exhale, twist and look around to the other side. And again, breathe it in, lift. Up, up, up. Exhale, twist. And again, breathe it in. Reaching up high. Exhale, twisting around. Good, release, come back to center, take your feet wide, let's go into your hip circles. So with lower back stiffness, it can affect the length of our hamstrings, it can affect the tightness of our calves. And if you're sitting a lot during the day, your shoulders might take a lot of the load. Let's change directions with your hips. So everything is connected. As we loosen up the entire body and focus a little bit more on the lower back, let me know in the comments below how you find this practice. Okay, at the end, of course. All right, let's bring feet close together, hands onto the knees. So breathe. So as we do the knee circles, what you'll notice is you are moving through the feet and the ankles. Again, we're working through all of the chains of the legs. And if your feet are quite stiff, you will also be compensating in other parts of the body. All right, so about 5 circles each way, standing nice and tall, rising up and down through the balls of your feet. Spread your toes wide. Keep your posture nice and tall, and breathing in, breathing out. Good. All right, a few more. Well done. Okay, let's give the legs a bit of a shake out. Let's come towards the top of the mat. We won't need your strap just yet, so you can leave that to the side. So keep your feet about hip width apart. Tuck the tailbone under. We're going to begin our practice by just grounding ourselves. Okay, so let's feel our posture. So standing nice and tall, close your eyes. Reach your fingertips down, but turn the palms to face forward. This will help to open the shoulders, open the chest, and will help you to open up those airways as well. So eyes are closed, so you're really feeling here rather than getting distracted by what's going on around you. Crown of the head is lifting towards the sky above, and the feet are grounded into your mat, which represents the earth. Just a little tuck of the tailbone, closing the mouth and breathing in and out through the nose. So reaching tall towards the sky, and also anchoring your feet down as you reach the fingertips down as well. So drawing from the ground up. If you feel any lower back discomfort, keep tucking that tailbone under. It's a nice little way to activate your core and help to improve your posture. 2 more breaths. Feeling those feet on the ground. On your next inhale, open the eyes, bring your palms together up over your head. As you exhale, we're going to bend the knees and come into a forward fold. Now, we're focusing on lengthening your back here, so don't worry too much about how straight your legs are. What can be quite common, and I see this a lot in my classes, is people have their legs straight and they're rounding their back. And what this does is it just switches everything off. So bend the knees and allow your body to lengthen down. Now, unless you have a sort of any dizziness or vertigo, you want to lengthen the head down. If that makes you feel dizzy or there's blood pressure issues, just raise your gaze a little forward. Otherwise, look towards the mat or try to look through your legs. If you feel really tight, maybe take those feet a little bit wider, but keep your knees bent. So again, you're lengthening the body here. Breathing in, breathing out. Give your muscles an opportunity to release here. I really like standing forward fold because you can actually notice the release. As long as your feet stay flat and your knees are bent, you will hopefully feel a difference here. So I'm holding onto the back of the heels, but you can grab a hold anywhere. It doesn't have to be the heels. It could be your calves or maybe your Achilles. But again, relax those shoulders and head to the floor. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. And slowly release. Walk the hands out and walk the feet back. We're going to come into your plank position. Now, if you need to, you can always drop the knees down, squeeze the belly button in. Otherwise, holding nice and strong from 4-point plank. So hands and feet are 4 points, and with your knees, that's a 6-point plank. Press the heels away. And if you have a tendency to drop the hips down, this will create lower back discomfort. So just lift the hips higher until you feel your core switch on a bit more. I use the word feel a lot because it really is having that body awareness. You can't think it, it's a feeling. Okay, so a supported back means a strong core. Let's lower the knees down. Bring your chest to the mat like a chaturanga. Take your legs as wide as your mat, elbows in. We're gonna lift the chest up, look up as high as you can. So we want to lengthen the front of the body here, not use the lower back so much. Breathing in and breathing out. Contract your buttocks if need be. Okay, we're gonna look over each shoulder. Now be mindful not to look underneath the armpit. We want to look up high. This will help to open up that upper mobility here. So try to look as far around as you can over that top shoulder. And then let's do the other side. Breathe. Come back to center. Let's sit back into child's pose. This is a favorite of mine for lower back stiffness. Now I'm sitting back towards the heels. If that doesn't work for you, bring your hips a little higher up. Just make sure the head is resting. That will allow the entire chain, so from the neck down to your tailbone, to release here. As long as you're holding your head, you are straining through that neck, and we are moving through all parts. If you'd like a little more extension rather than be here resting, you can walk the arms forward and stretch out a bit more. Just make sure the shoulders are not super tense and tailbone reaching back. Good. Okay, let's slowly roll back up. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Make sure your fingers are spread out wide. Lift the tailbone high and lengthen the heels down. Feel free to walk your feet on the spot, lifting one heel up and down at a time. If that doesn't feel good, then just hold the pose. I like to sway my hips side to side, gets a little bit more down the side of the calf, into the glute a little bit more. Maybe looking underneath each armpit. Keep breathing. Good. All right. We don't want the shoulders to overwork here. So if you are feeling quite tight, bend your knees and press the chest back. 2 more breaths. You're done. Let's lower the knees to the mat. Come up into a kneeling position. We're going to bring right leg forward, hands onto those hips. Tuck your tailbone under, drop the hips forward so you feel that stretch in the front of your left hip thigh region. If you notice your knee is really sensitive, feel free to use a cushion underneath that knee. Keep your right hand onto the hip, reach that left arm up, and reach up and over to your right side. So you'll notice we're going to do a few variations of side extensions. Again, this helps to release the hip flexors, which when these are tight, the lower back feels a lot more sensitive. Reach those fingertips and press the hips out to the left. One more breath here. Inhale, release. Bring both hands inside of your right foot. You might need to take it out a little wider. And if you can, keep the back toes tucked under. We're going to drop the hips forward and push the hips back. And in doing so, we flex the front foot. So we're coming into a bit of a half split here. So sink into your low lunge and sit back. Sit good. Take your time. So we're just moving back and forward. Now, if your toes are not liking this at the back, just relax your foot. Keep breathing. Let's do one more round, back and forward, or forward and back. And once you come back towards the front of your mat, hands face down, lift your back knee, step it back, downward facing dog. Feel free to walk your feet on the spot, otherwise you can just hold the pose. Relax those shoulders. Let's drop the knees back down, lift up. Let's bring your left leg forward. Drop those hips through. Keep the left hand onto your hip. Right arm reaches up. Exhale over. Now, if you've got the other leg, just remember the side that is forward is the side that you're stretching over. Breathe. You can always try to turn a bit more towards the ceiling. One more breath. And release. Bring both hands inside of your left leg and drop those hips forward. Again, we sit back, flex the toes at the front, and lengthen forward. Lengthen back. Now, I've extended the leg, but if your legs are really tight, do not force this. Maybe just come halfway. Move to the level that works for you. Now, the egos want to do everything. It's great like that. It motivates us, but depending if you have injuries, depending if you're really tight, just work to where you are. Just think of yoga as encouragement for your body. No need to force, no need to push through. The battle is trying to get onto the mat. Once you're there, the rest becomes easier. Okay, let's do one more back and forward. And hands face down. Lift the back knee, step it back, downward facing dog. Okay, again, feel free to walk your feet on the spot, lifting one heel up and down at a time. Take one more breath here. We're going to float forward into plank one more time. So shoulders over those wrists, belly in. Press the floor away from you. And lower the knees down, chest to the floor. That's it, good. Feet as wide as your mat, elbows in. Let's lift up, hold your cobra. Again, lengthen, lift the head nice and tall, maybe look up. And we're gonna look over each shoulder 2 times this time. Again, take your time. Stretch the corners of, stretch your eyes into the corner of the range that you have. Good, let's do one more round, each side, looking over the top of the shoulder. And a last one. Keep turning the head around, see if you can look a little further. Well done, back to center, child's pose. And if you feel you want a bit more active, child's pose, walk those arms forward, lengthen the tailbone back. Take one more deep breath. And big sigh out through the mouth. Roll it forward, downward facing dog. Pressing the heels down. Again, you don't have to have those legs straight. Feel free to bend the knees to help you get more space through those shoulders. Let's drop the knees down. Let's do one more round. So right leg forward or left leg, it doesn't matter. Drop those hips through. Left arm reaches up and extend over. Breathe. Feeling this in the hip where it meets the thigh. One more breath. And back to center. Hands down. Let's again back and forward. Lizard lunge into half split. Move in a way that feels good for your body. Even if you're stiff, it's like, oh, that feels nice. Okay, let's do one more round or one more breath. And once you're done, hands face down, lift up, back into down dog. Drop the knees. Left leg forward, drop the hips through. Right arm reaches up and over. Breathe. And gently release, hands back down, draw the hips forward, press the hips back. Keep breathing. Now, if you have sensitive knees, you might just want to hold forward for a few breaths and then go backwards and hold rather than continuously move, especially if you have arthritis. I know sometimes the pressure on that knee joint isn't pleasant. Okay, let's bring the hands face down one more time. Lift the back knee and step it back into down dog. All right, so lift up onto the tippy toes or the balls of the feet, press the heels back down. Let's do that 2 more times, lifting tall, lengthen down. Good, and press down. Let's look forward. We're gonna walk the feet behind the hands. Remember, you can take your feet a little bit wider if you feel tight. Bend the knees, head hangs down. Now look halfway, bring your arms wide. On your next breath in, come all the way up to standing, reaching tall, palms together, exhale, release, hands down. Let's do some more hip circles. I have to say the morning sun feels amazing. Highly recommend wherever you are to get out 15-20 minutes and get the natural sunlight on your skin and into your eyes first thing in the morning. Now, I'm not talking about 10 o'clock. Sort of when it's rising, between 6 and 9 a.m. is one of the healthiest times to be out in the sun. So hip circles both directions. Now this is where your straps come in handy. We're going to do some shoulder flossing. Now again, if you don't have a strap, what you're going to do is close your hand lightly and your thumbs will stick out and you're going to go up and around, leading with your thumbs back and forward. Otherwise, if you have a strap, and I would say a theraband would actually be better because you have that lax movement with the band, but it doesn't matter. So you want enough range where you can go all the way up and around, but you're not hurting your shoulder. You keep your posture nice and tall. So breathe. And if it feels easy, as you're not really feeling much tension, bring one hand closer. If it feels like as though you're pushing your way through, take your hands much wider. And if the strap doesn't work, do it with no resistance. So nice and tall. Keep the head up. Is it good? Breathe. Couple more. Remember, everything's connected. If your shoulders are rounded, your lower back is, again, taking a lot more of the work and your body weight. Okay, last one. Now, if you've not done that one before, you're gonna feel this one just because it helps to open up. Let's release the strap down. We're gonna do some side stretches. So take your feet about shoulder width apart. Hands will be down your, side, on the side of your legs. You're gonna reach down the leg, reaching those fingertips towards the knee. Keep breathing, keep your posture tall. Now with every round, notice where your fingers go and see if one side is tighter than the other. No judgment, just observing. And then see if you can go a little deeper with every round. Good. Let's do a couple more. Breathe. If you'd like to do this one and make it harder, you bring your feet closer together. So wider the base, the easier it is. You might feel it. So if your feet are wider, you're going to feel this a bit more through the inner thighs. Feet closer together, it's just a little bit more challenging in terms of your stability. But again, main focus is on loosening up through the hips. Okay, we're going to come to the floor. So come back to the mat. Sorry, come back to the top of your mat one more time. Tuck that tailbone under. We're going to do a little back bend. So pistol grip your hands. Inhale, reach up, lengthen backwards. Don't collapse, lift and lengthen. Breathe. And then hands down your heart center, forward fold. Again, keep those knees bent. Halfway lift, breathe it in. One more plank. One more chaturanga. So again, from the knees, chest to the mat, lift up, look over one shoulder, and over to the other side. Again, you can take your legs wider. Forgot to cue that. And then come back to center. One more child's pose. This time, take your knees wider. Big toes touching. Lengthen those arms and press the tailbone back. 3 more breaths. Nice work. Keep your right arm where it is. Lift the hips up a little higher and swoop the left arm, so the back of the arm through your arm, so across the floor, the mat, or turn your head to the right. Now we are focusing. And gently release, change over, left arm reaching forward, long extension, right arm comes through, palm face up, create some space between your shoulder and your ear, and breathe. One more breath. Well done. All right, inhale, release. Let's come up into a seated position, butterfly pose. Okay. Soles of the feet together. Now with this one here, I don't want you really squashed up. If that is the case, take your feet further away and gently lift the knees up and down. Two more breaths. Excellent. All right, let's bring the legs out in front. We're going to shake them out. Wave the feet so you get right into those hip joints. That's it. So I know some people just shake a little. Get right into those hips. Don't be afraid to move. Okay, we're gonna do a spinal twist. So left leg will stay long, your right foot is gonna be on the ground, right arm reaches up, reach it forward towards the ankle, left hand is behind you, lift tall, and look over that back shoulder. So as you inhale, you're lifting tall. As you're exhaling, you're twisting. Take 2 more breaths. And release. Let's change legs. So as you can see, my legs are not super tight. I've got them extended, so I have more rotation. So left arm reaches up. Reach inside of your left foot or the ankle, right hand behind you, and look up and over that back shoulder. Just flex your right toes back towards you, so a bit more active. Keep looking over that back shoulder. Deep breaths. Take 1 more breath here. And come back to center. Okay, we're gonna do seated side stretch. I was contemplating. All right, grab a hold of your strap, wrap it around your foot. Now this needs to be strong, so you don't want it to be moving around. So reach that hand down, you've got a nice strong anchor here, and elbow inside of the knee. Now this leg, the right leg, does not have to be straight, it can be bent because we want the opening and we want that side extension with the left arm reaching up and over. Press the left buttock down, press the left knee down. If there's any neck pain, look to the floor. Good, breathe, lift and lengthen. 1 more breath here. And inhale, release, exhale, come back to center. Now, if you're really tight, I would suggest press your back against the wall and do it from there. And just alone that posture upright will make a huge difference. So again, strap around that foot, reach the hand down. Now again, if you're not able to reach down, bend your knee. Okay, so twist open, right arm reaches up, and exhale, lengthen. And as things start to release, you can straighten the leg, or maybe drop the right knee further down, or maybe just breathe more deeply. Take 1 more breath here. And inhale, release. Exhale, come back to center. Okay, we're gonna make our way onto the mat. Keep your straps close. We're gonna bring the knees to your chest, hug them in, give your back a bit of a release and a little massage as you rock side to side. And we're gonna do some hip circles. So take your knees apart and keep the lower back pressed into the floor, about 5 circles each way. You can do this without holding onto the legs. That just requires a little bit more core strength. Good. All right, so 5 circles each way. Remember to keep breathing. Helps keep your mind more focused. Okay, last one with the strap. So ground your feet. Take the strap and place your right foot into it and take the leg to the sky. Now your arms are going to be long, but your shoulders are going to be relaxed. Those of you with tight hamstrings, start with the leg bent. We want to lengthen the head towards the head. Lengthen the leg towards the head. It'd be great to lengthen the head. Might relieve some of that neck discomfort for a lot of us. So if you notice your leg is shaking, it's a good sign, so don't worry about that. We're just creating new muscle memory. If you'd like a deeper stretch, there's a few ways to do it. Either one, draw the foot closer towards your head. 2, straighten your top leg, or alternatively, you can extend the bottom leg a little further down, or maybe all the way down. This will just depend what feels better for your back. Shoulders relaxed. Now, if you don't have the strap, you can always grab the back of the leg. Okay, so it could be the calf, could be the ankle, or the knee, or the hamstring. All right, gently release. Let's place the foot into the strap before we release the other leg down. Again, pressing your back onto the floor. Be mindful your bum's not lifting off the ground. Breathe. And listen to your body, to what it needs. Maybe press the lower back into the floor more. Maybe extend the leg a little more, or maybe flex the toes back. Maybe just relax the shoulders. There isn't one way of doing things. Always remember that. This should feel good. It might feel challenging, especially those of you with lower back tightness, but at no point should it feel like, oh my God, am I doing this right? This is hurting. Okay, let's release both legs down. Give everything a good shake out. And of course, if you're using the strap, just place it to the side. We're gonna do one more little spinal twist just to release any remaining tension. So shake those legs out, arms wide, big deep breath in, bring your knees towards your chest. As you exhale, drop to one side, turn your head away from your legs. And on the next breath in, bring the legs back to center. Exhale, release over to the other side. Turn your head away from those knees. And when you're ready, big deep breath in, bring everything back to center, shake those legs out. Now, lying on your back might not feel comfortable with legs extended, so if that is the case, bend your knees. And stay here for a little while, just let everything settle and realign, recalibrate. Take a nice big deep breath in through the nose. Breathe it out through the mouth. And again, nice big deep breath in. Breathe it out. And last one, inhale. And exhale. Stay here for a little while longer if you would like. When you do come out of your Shavasana, be mindful. Don't just rush back up. Don't watch and scroll through your phone. Just take a few moments, observe how your body's feeling, where your mind is at, and until next time, keep shining your light bright, and always remember, you are enough, you are amazing, and you are a divine being. Have a beautiful morning, day, or evening wherever you are, and thank you for joining me. Till next time, namaste.